Good afternoon, and welcome to the Software Engineering Institute's webinar series. My name is Shane McGraw, your moderator, and I'd like to thank you all for attending today's webinar. Our presentation today is the California Energy Commission and SGMM, Partners for a Future Vision of Smart Grid, presented by speaker Steve Ruff of SAIC. Mr. Ruff has 28 years of experience in the electric utility industry, including planning, engineering, construction and operations, and maintenance of electric transmission and distribution systems. Mr. Ruff is an SEI certified navigator for the Smart Grid Maturity Model. He has facilitated workshops for Sacramento Municipal Utility District, Pasadena Water and Power, Riverside Public Utilities, and 11 other public power utilities. He is currently managing a research project for the California Energy Commission to develop a roadmap to the smart grid of 2020 for California's publicly owned utilities. So at this point, we're going to turn the presentation over to Stephen Ruff. Steve, all yours.
Hey Shane, thanks very much, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening wherever you are in the world. I'm out here on the left coast where it's a nice, bright, sunny day, nice break from some of the rain and cooler weather that we finally had in our late arriving winter. SAIC and I are very excited to be a part of the Carnegie Mellon Software Engineering Institute team. We embraced the Smart Grid Maturity Model a little over a year ago when we started our project out here with the California Energy Commission. And when Austin and Shane and the team from Carnegie Mellon were looking for a volunteer to webinar, I was really excited about the opportunity to share with you kind of an application story about how we use the Smart Grid Maturity Model to the benefit of the utility industry for a research project that we're working on with the California Energy Commission. So my objectives in our webinar today, I'll give you an overview of what the Smart Grid Maturity Model is and how a utility would go about using it. And then we'll demonstrate how the Smart Grid Maturity Model is used as a basis for developing technology roadmaps and implementation planning for developing a 2020 vision for the smart grid in California for California's publicly owned utilities. And in particular, I'm sure you're all interested in what are some of the immediate and expected benefits that a utility might get out of using the Smart Grid Maturity Model, and we'll touch on that today as well. So Shane's got a couple of polling questions that he's going to present to you, and I'll ask Shane to go ahead and take care of that now.
Okay, folks, polling question one. We'd like to know, help us get the better know who's in the audience today, is your vision for grid modernization well understood by all elements of your organization? We got yes, no, or don't know. So, Steve, we got 46% with no, 30% with don't know, and 25% with yes. So the majority, at no or don't know, I'm assuming is no surprise.
It's a real good representative sampling. So that says about 1 in 4 utilities really look at grid modernization as one of the driving factors that help them understand how their utility is going to look coming down the road, and they're in a position to do that. One of the things that we find, I guess we know this experientially, but we also saw it in the data from our research work, is that utilities really tend to fall into a couple of different categories. You've got leaders out there who are out breaking new ground, and it doesn't seem to matter whether you're an investor-owned utility or a cooperative or a customer-owned utility. We can find examples of all three where you've got leaders who are really out there on the cutting edge. And then you've got your followers. Most utilities are very comfortable being in a following position. They'll let the risk takers go out and make their investments, and based on the lessons learned from these leaders, the followers will then move into those positions. And then, in particular, this is true for smaller publicly owned utilities. You have fast followers, so these are the second movers that really follow the leaders. And then our third category are the followers. And these are the folks that really sit back and say, look, in order for me to really go out and invest money, in particular in technology, I really want to have the risk taken out of it for me by those folks that are leading the way. So this sampling, 1 in 4 leaders, and the rest following suit, pretty representative of our industry, Shane.
Okay, and we're going to follow up with another polling question now. asking, have you identified the challenges that you will encounter in implementing your grid modernization vision, and have you developed actionable plans to address those obstacles? Okay, on this one, we're about 26% yes, 46% no, and 28% don't know. So again, a pretty even mix, Steve.
Yeah, and again, I would say, again, no surprises here. You know, one of the sad realities of our utility industry, and we all have experienced this, we're an organization of silos. You know, we have those folks that are out there really focused on the operational urgency of delivering energy in a reliable fashion to our customers and consumers. We've got folks who deal with the part of the business that's transacting with our customers and taking care of the meter-to-cash side of the business. We've got folks that work over and deal with environmental and regulatory issues in their silo. We have folks that do the engineering and design and planning of our utility in their silo. And so it's really indicative of our utility industry that, you know, this is how decisions get made and where the rubber meets the road. And it really is particularly difficult in a silo-based organization to meet the requirements that you have a clear vision that's well understood and it being implemented by all elements of the organization. When everybody's in their own silo, they look at a strategy and a plan through their particular lens. And it really takes a very strong management team, a lot of forethought, and a real commitment to planning to really overcome those things. And you'll find, certainly one of the things we found in our research is that those utilities that are having the most success with the implementation of their grid modernization initiatives, whether it's advanced metering or distribution automation or outage management, strong management has articulated a very clear and easily understood vision that has been adopted across the organization, and that folks within their silos can follow suit.